Former Chicago Bulls outcast Lauri Markkanen will be a familiar foe. With the Chicago Bulls facing the Utah Jazz today, it's worth looking at a crucial Jazz player who should be recognizable to Chicago Bulls fans, Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen was picked by the Bulls with the 7th choice in the 2017 draft and was quickly inserted into the rotation, appearing in 68 games. Markkanen possesses an excellent combination of size, athleticism, and shooting ability. He was a decent shooter and rebounder for the Bulls, but when a new management team took over during the 2020-21 season, it was evident he wasn't in the plans. The Bulls ended up shipping him out in a multi-team trade in which Markkanen eventually landed in Cleveland and played his way to a nice payday and contract with the Utah Jazz. As the drafted centerpiece of the Jimmy Butler trade to Minnesota in 2017, Markkanen was always going to have a ton of pressure on his shoulders to come in and make an impact. When he was confident in his shot, he made opposing bigs think twice before leaving him alone out on the perimeter. Although a subpar defender, Markkanen could typically provide enough offense to counteract any defensive shortcomings. It seemed as if Markkanen was continuously going through various crises of confidence during his Bulls tenure, whether from himself, the coaching staff, or the front office. Given the right environment, he had the potential to be a Chicago Bulls centerpiece. Now, it seems like he's found his niche in Utah. Lauri Markkanen was supposed to be the Chicago Bulls' big man three-point threat. Will he come back to haunt the Bulls' decision to trade him? Markkanen is having arguably his best season in the NBA this year. It's still early, but he's averaging a career high in points and has the highest player efficiency rating of his career so far. His usage rate is the second highest it's ever been, and with that has come an uptick in his turnover percentage, but that means that Utah is using him as a distributor of the ball as well. In fact, Markkanen's assist rate this season is 10.5%, a career high. When Markkanen is operating as a playmaker, he is a devastating offensive force. If he's available to play tonight, the Bulls are going to have to find a way to disrupt his rhythm throughout this game. This season, Markkanen has added some mid-range elements to his game. He's always been a very good three-point shooter, but so far this season he's taken the most two-point attempts per game in his career while shooting a career-high 62% from inside the three-point line. He's spending more time in the paint, grabbing rebounds at a high rate. He only needs 8 more offensive boards to surpass his total from the 2021-22 season. With his improvement in the paint, he's added another dangerous element to his game that will keep the Chicago Bulls occupied all game. Things are not good right now for the Bulls. In any NBA season there gets to be ebbs and flows mostly based on the schedule. Opponent strength, injuries, and rest all play a factor. And early on this season, the Bulls were kinda getting screwed with the frequent back-to-backs, especially for them where those meant Zach LaVine would sit one of the games. But this past week was supposed to be a bit of a rest. They had a home game with the Pelicans on November 9th, and just 2 games since. Ample time to rest, reset, and practice while their opponents didn't have that luxury. I would assess that in an isolated matchup, the Bulls would lose against the Nuggets at But not only did the Bulls have the rest advantage, they were not close contests. Markkanen and the Jazz are going to pose a stiff test for the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls have performed well against strong opponents, beating both the Bucks and the Celtics recently, before falling back to earth with an overtime loss to the Thunder. If the Bulls can contain Markkanen, prevent him from getting into a rhythm and disrupting the Jazz offense, they can come out with a win. If Markkanen has the freedom to shoot, pass, and rebound at will, the Bulls may be left wondering what might have been had Markkanen stuck around.